Lilo and the Stitch. I had just seen the movie Lilo and Stitch. I've seen clips. I had seen pictures of Stitch, and I was like, I love the Stitch character. Didn't see the movie, but I know I love him, and I do love him. I saw the movie. Movie okay. Love me some Stitch. If you haven't seen the movie, pretty much Stitch is this creature, kind of looks like a gremlin. He was not born. He was created in space by a mad scientist, and he's pretty much created to be an agent of destruction, a psycho killer, if you will. He's super strong, super adorable, super smart. He's got blasters, he's got a bunch of arms, claws. And that planet, the planet's leaders was like, maybe we shouldn't have this thing up here on our planet. No, it seems like a bad idea. So they were going to ship it off to some deserted planet, but it's so smart, it escaped their little trap for it and it ended up on Earth in a dog shelter. As a dog. Doesn't look anything like a dog, but whatever. Some sort of demonic dog. And that's where Stitch meets Lilo. And Nani, who is Lilo's sister and her guardian. And Lilo is very bad. A bad child. Bad. And some of y'all got some bad kids. You know the type. Bad, like you think they might be possessed by the devil. You're not saying they are, but you're not ruling it out, okay? And that's what we're talking about with Lilo. Lilo's got some clear problems upstairs. And Nani, her guardian and sister, decides, you know what? Let's pair Lilo up with this demonic dog, Stitch, not knowing it's an alien psycho killer at this time. And they get paired up and they run around and have adventures and cause all kinds of chaos. That's the movie. What I want to talk about is the fact that Nani thought it would be a good idea to pair up Lilo with Stitch. Bad idea, people, bad idea. We do this all the time, though. We do it all the time with, like we feel a certain way. And we think that it'd be a good idea for us to hang out with somebody else who's kind of the same type of loss that we are. Now, it seems emotionally like a good idea, but it's not a good idea, people. Like I'm talking about really, really, truly unhinged. Like you've lost something upstairs where you're not able to manage whatever the storm that's going on the inside. You're not able to manage it, and so you kind of feel like we'd be comforted by somebody who's just like that. People, let's do some math. One unhinged person plus another unhinged person equals two unhinged people. Okay? And again, I'm talking about truly, like you're really struggling. I'm talking about that level, like Kanye levels, right? And so some people even get to a whole group of people who are that kind of unhinged, right? And we'll do some more math again, people, right? We have, one unhinged person plus another unhinged person plus another unhinged person plus another unhinged person, so on and so forth. You've got a group of unhinged people. And we really got to take inventory of that. And sometimes we are kind of like the Nani, the guardian in this scenario, and we think it's a good idea to kind of pair off people like that. Pair them off with people who are just as unhinged. We'll do that sometimes. Sometimes we will, when it comes to relationships, we'll be kind of more mentally stable, and we think it's a good idea to pair up with somebody who's not quite like that, who's more on a Kanye level. People, let's get back to math, right? You have a nice, peaceful island, right, like a vacation spot, and you add to that peaceful island a hurricane, all right? What happens? Well, what's that equal? Chaos, destruction, not good. But we do this kind of thing all the time. We do it with our kids. I had someone recently come up to me and say their child's really struggling, all right? And they've got a lot going on. They've been through a lot. This little kid's been through a lot. And they wanted me to try to, because I used to be I'm still in martial arts, right? So I have a martial arts background. They want to kind of help me get that kid into a martial arts program, thinking that'll help. I was like, I don't know that a child with that level of problems, giving them combat skills, is going to be beneficial for them. I don't think so, right? But we'll do that. We'll say, well, this kid has some issues. Let's just keep them in front of their devices. This kid has some issues. Let's pair them up with a bunch of other kids who have some issues. And, just multiplying these issues. Again, back to back. Basic math, right? People, so we have to really watch that. If we have an opportunity to intervene and help some people out, like the Kanyes out there, we should do so. I think about Kanye, and Like he's truly a mess. But how many people are actually trying to help him? I understand. Look, he's truly a mess. But you don't see a whole lot of people publicly trying to help him. You see people publicly trying to distance themselves from Kanye. And again, I'm not defending Kanye at all. The dude is a mess. I've been saying this for a long time. But at the same time, those Kanye type people in our lives, they really need some help. I think about like Michael Jackson. Where Michael Jackson could have been in his career and his personal life had there been more people around him trying to actually help him. You know what I'm saying? Really help. Not like, Mike, you okay? You're all right, fine. That's not help. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they're beyond help. Maybe Kanye is beyond help. Maybe Michael Jackson was. I think about Amy Winehouse. I used to love her music, right? And her family and friends really did try to help her. And not only did she tell them no, but she wrote a song about telling them no, right? So sometimes it's like that, but we need to give the best shot, our best chance that we can to help them. They're crying out for help. And I'm not talking about people, like, understand too that I'm not, I've had my own mental health battles, right? I'm not saying you need to be perfect. I've had a long mental health battle, a long mental health journey, and I'm proud of where I am right now. I'm managing it. But there are people who they don't understand the type of storm that's on the inside, and therefore they're not managing it. That's what I mean by unhinged. Or people like Kanye who just decided, you know what, this is just how I'm gonna be, and I'm just gonna be this Tasmanian devil type tornado, and just gonna go around causing destruction, and they've decided that they're on that path, and that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So what we have to do, people, I say all this to say, look in the mirror, all right? Look in the mirror and ask that person in the mirror, how you doing, right? What kind of storm's going on the inside? That's what we need to ask ourselves. And what's going on around us? Who are we surrounding ourselves with? If we're really dealing with it on the inside, if we're really going through it, then perhaps we shouldn't be hanging out closely with other people who are really going through that same type of thing. You got to get better, and then you can help lift other people up. You know what I'm saying? So take inventory of how you're doing. It's a mental health check. Take inventory of who's around you. Make sure you're not doing the Lilo and Stitch thing. All right? Again, basic math, right? And then act accordingly. Cool. All right. Wish you all well for sure. Peace.